Well, hello. Good evening, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
And hello, Carrie.
Hey, Michelle.
All right, everybody. Well, welcome on. Tonight is our Your Time to Shine chat. And this is something that we like to do each week as an opportunity for you to kind of check out what it is that we do here as stylists with Park Lane Jewelry. Some of you that are watching this are already customers or have already even been hostesses and really enjoy the jewelry, love the parties, love everything about it. Some of you might even be seeing this for the total first time. But either way, what we want to help you see tonight is how much we love our business, how we can really help you also have a fantastic experience in this business, and to see if it is, in fact, your time to shine. Now, what I think the answer to that is yes, it is.
I agree.
Now, I'm just so happy to be here tonight with Carrie Henze. So, Carrie is celebrating literally right now her 1 year anniversary with Park Lane Jewelry. And what makes that so unbelievable is that Carrie came to Park Lane with no sales experience at all, having just made kind of an early retirement, looking for career change. And even with that being the case, no sales experience, 1 year in the business, last week at our convention, Carrie was honored in the top 20 of sales for our entire worldwide company. So huge shout out to Carrie and all of you that are Carrie's customers and hostesses, because you helped her be specifically number 17, right?
Yes.
In all of Park Lane worldwide. And then Carrie and her team were honored at her level as the number 3 team in all of Park Lane Jewelry, which is just absolutely unbelievable. So, Carrie, I know that just people are so inspired to hear that right away, just because, you know, if they've watched this before, they may have seen people that, like myself, even who came with sales experience previous or other things. So tell us, kind of how this came to be.
Okay. So I was really at a major crossroads in my life. Michelle mentioned that I was in early retirement. And I had to retire because my husband and I were going to split our time between 2 states. And I had to leave my job that I absolutely loved in the school that I worked in. So it was not an easy decision for me. And it was a really hard year after that year that I left my job, because I really was at a loss of what to do. I needed something that I could do in Florida and that I could do in New York, but that I could do seamlessly. And I applied, I sent resumes, I went to places, and I just didn't have any luck. And I can't lie, it was like a really, really hard year for me. It was like where do I belong? I'm an empty nester now. I don't have a job. Everybody around me works. Like, what am I doing? And I had been a customer of Michelle's, and I had been watching all the exciting, fun things she was doing. I loved the jewelry. And I had kind of this aha moment one time watching some of the fantastic things happening with Park Lane and with Michelle. And I thought, maybe I could do that. I don't know, maybe, but I do love Park Lane Jewelry. So how hard could it be to sell something you love? Right. Even though I had no sales experience. And that's kind of where it went from there. And I really am still shocked that this is where my path took me, because sales sounds so scary, right? If you've never done sales before, you think, oh, I don't want to do that because I don't know enough people, or I'm afraid to ask that question, or I'm uncomfortable having those conversations with people. But when you find a place like Park Lane and you believe in a product, it's not hard at all. It's so easy. So that's where I am.
That is so, so great. And, it is important that you join the right place, that you decide to represent the right company when you are picking. This is a direct sales business, so we're all independent contractors. So we each represent Park Lane Jewelry, which is a 70-year-old company. Park Lane started in 1955 as a family-owned company, and to this day is run by that very same family. It is still a family owned and operated company. Now, of course, the original founders have since passed away, but 3 of their sons are now the co-owners. Other siblings have additional roles in the company, and all of their children have roles in the company. So when we go on incentive trips, we're seeing the owners and their families, and their family legacy company is, as a result, our family legacy companies. I just love to know that, because people, I've been here at Park Lane for 12 years, and I've been in direct sales for 25 years. And in my time in direct sales, and especially in my last 12 years here, I have seen other direct sales companies either change programs, for example, go from being a party plan company to meaning that we host parties and our hostesses get free jewelry as a result. That's what a party plan is. But to change to what they call affiliate, or to just kind of change to a more MLM style, which is basically there's no host credit, there's no party plan of any kind, which is not as good. There's no ability to reward somebody with a free and discounted products for allowing us to do the party for them. And typically what I see very often happen is that change comes first, and then they go out of business, or they merge with another company. And here we're just so rock solid. When Park Lane started in 1955, they were a husband and wife team that was looking to start a business that would be solid, that they wouldn't have to go into debt in order to start. And they hired advisors, all of which, there was 3 separate advisors, and they all came back with jewelry. Jewelry is timeless. Jewelry is something that women love to shop for. It's something that men shop for women. It's something that women shop for each other. They knew that party plan is the way to go because women love to spend time together shopping. And who knew in 1955 that in addition to doing parties in living rooms, if we still choose to do that in 2026, that now it's also on Facebook Live. It's also on multiple social media platforms, all the different things that we can do. So really unbelievably visionary. And with that, there were other direct sales companies at the time. There were even others that were selling jewelry. And I've heard, I don't know, I've been told several times that a story that came down the pipe is that someone said to Arthur, why would somebody sell Park Lane? There are already other jewelry companies. And he said, I'm going to pay my people more. And what a direct way to go, right? Now, how would they be able to pay us more? Well, Park Lane has unbelievable programs. Now, because they are a family-owned company and don't have investors and dues to this, that, and the other organization or whatever, all of the decision-making gets to be made by them. So we have unbelievable programs such as the sale. Now, since Carrie was a customer first, which is very common among our team members, the first program you came into contact with Park Lane was the sale. So now that you've experienced the sale as a customer, but now are a stylist, so you're experiencing it on both ends, how would you explain our sale?
Amazing, like shocking. The fact that, so the way the sale works is that you're only ever paying full price for your 2 least expensive items. I can't walk into another store and do that. And my favorite part is that not only am I only paying full price for my 2 least expensive items, I can pick 4 more items and decide that those are my half off items. And then when I get to a certain amount that I've spent, I get to pick a bonus item. Secretly, as a customer, the bonus items were always my favorite because I couldn't walk away from a bonus item where I could look at the retail price of something and say, oh my gosh, that's $200, but I can get it for $35. I have to do that, because how do you walk away from a sale like that? Admittedly, I have a problem walking away from a sale like that, but I also love to be able to tell my friends about a sale like that. So that's why I love this. I love the customer sale. I just love being able to tell people you're only paying full price for 2 pieces. And then you can get up to 4 more half off and a bonus item. People who have been shopping with me for over a year still are shocked sometimes when I tell them all of the things that they're entitled to. But I think it's what makes Park Lane so different from other places, because they are truly giving a gift to their customers with this sale.
Yeah, that's a really great way to look at it, is that it is a gift, because you're right. You can't walk into a department store and be like, hey, I'm going to grab these 2 pairs of socks so that I can get this evening gown and these shoes and matching purse for half price. And then I would like this tennis necklace for $35. Like, just not happening. They'll be calling security on you, or, and
Right.
here, that's exactly how the sale works all the time. So, when I came into Park Lane 12 years ago, because I actually came here through the Direct to Point program, which is the program that Park Lane has that allows those leaders with leadership experience in direct sales to potentially come here and be assigned a title and all of the perks of that title based on your experience at previous company or companies. So I was invited to go on an interview for this program back in January of 2014. So for me, this is actually my 12-year anniversary. Our anniversaries are the same, both January. And when I went on my interview, I knew exactly what to listen for. It wasn't like because I had a team. I had been an executive at my other company. And if I was going to make any kind of business change, I had to know, like, this has to be something that people want to buy. And it has to have a program that makes women want to host the party. Because if without those 2 things, it doesn't matter what the compensation plan is. It doesn't matter how many trips they have. It doesn't matter if they have a car program or anything else. If no one's buying it, if no one's hosting a party, all of that is a moot point, right?
Right.
So now imagine this exact time, 2014, I'm sitting down in an interview, and that's the first thing they share with me after telling me about, Arthur and Shirley starting out the company, is that I'm hearing that that's the sale for customers. And in my head, as Kathy from the home office was explaining this to me, I'm saying to myself, that actually sounds almost good enough that it could have been what a hostess of a party gets.
Right.
Never mind what customers get. So in my head, I'm trying to keep a poker face. And I'm like, if that's what a customer receives, what the heck do hostesses receive? Well, back in last December, a little more than a year ago now, last year, Carrie booked her first party and decided to be the host of a party. And that's, of course, just simply inviting your friends and family to some sort of event, whether it's a Facebook Messenger, whether it's a Facebook group, whether it's a combination of those 2 things, whether it's a living room, a restaurant, a sip and style. Now, Carrie and I do happen to live extremely close by to each other. Yes. However, she did choose the online party, even with that being the case. So her party was exactly like this. I was showing the jewelry on a Facebook Live, just like you're watching right now. All of her friends watched. We had the messenger chat going on, and then the live in a group. And Carrie, what was your reaction to the party experience?
I was so excited to have the party. I was so excited to have this dedicated Facebook group to you showing us all these fantastic pieces of jewelry and explaining all the sales to my friends and my family. And then when I got to shop at the end of that party, I still talk about it to this day, because I was like, wait, how much do I get in free jewelry? Like, I could not wrap my head around the fact that I was getting hundreds and hundreds of dollars in free jewelry just for sending out a couple messages to my friends and for watching you do this fantastic party on a half hour on a Sunday night, because that's what we did, was a Sunday night.
Yeah.
And I was in my house and my friends were in their house and we were all watching at the same time. It was fantastic.
So crazy that you can sit, especially in the winter, right? That you're just in your comfies, home, hanging out. So now we have this huge party, and hostesses always have 2 options when it comes to their party. Hostesses always get to take the free and discounted jewelry with that they've earned through their friends placing those orders.
Sorry.
We don't have dogs. It's okay.
I know.
So they have they have their friends and family shopping, and then as a result of those orders, get to have a free and discounted shopping spree. But what hostesses can also do is use that very same party as a means of joining the business. So I then had asked Kerry, I just want to let you know that one of the things you're entitled to as the host of a party is to use this to join the business, so that then you would get your shopping spree, but you can also purchase the kit. That's $129. You'll get to pick out another $500 worth of jewelry. That would be your kit, even though the hostess jewelry is really your kit too. Anything you own is your kit, but right. She would get that. And you would get to keep the paycheck on the party. So as the party progresses, just kind of keep that in mind, which Kerry, unbeknownst to me, was already thinking about, because right. I didn't know she had retired. I didn't know she was struggling, had been looking for a job. I didn't know any of this. I just right. knew that she was having a slamming party. So, and I knew that there was going to be a great paycheck, a ton of jewelry. So now we get to the end of the party. As she shared, she got at least $700 or $800 worth of jewelry plus discounts. The paycheck on the party was many hundreds of dollars. Yes. And again, because the programs here are always so great, you second guess yourself, right? So I told you get the free jewelry, you get the paycheck. But I always laugh, because when I told you about the paycheck, you said, so then I don't get the jewelry, right? You thought that now you had to give up the jewelry.
I thought it was one or the other. Yes, exactly. I was like, there's no way I get both, but fine. Okay, that's fine, because I can get right. a kit. I say yes and I get the paycheck. And then you were like, no, you get the jewelry and the paycheck, and then you get the kit jewelry. And I still to this day, I'm still like, holy cow, that's crazy. With the amount I got let me be clear, I did this much work to do that. I sent a couple text messages to invite my friends. I did, and you did all the work, and I got all the benefit.
It really is such a great program, the way that we can just flip that show right back to the hostess in order to use it, because then we have weekly pay here at Park Lane. So by closing her party by a Wednesday, that meant that the following Tuesday, that paycheck was in her direct deposit.
Yep.
And we ordered the kit on the same Wednesday. That paycheck hit her direct deposit way before Visa sent any kind of bill for the $129 kit. So if you're saying to yourself, wait, that would really help me out as far as buying the kit, that's an option. So when it comes to that $129 kit, you get to pick out $700 worth of jewelry. And of course, that's for you to wear and enjoy, because wearing the jewelry out and about is part of the job, right? When I go out grocery shopping in this and someone's like, I love that necklace, I can sell it to her. I can send her to my website. I can do whatever I want, right, in order to sell it. So anything you own is your kit, and you get to use it as you like.
Right.
So that kit, is now reimbursed because of the paycheck on the party. So if that's something that you want to do, you can lay it out like that. If you're saying, oh, no, I don't need to wait for that. I want to order a kit right now. Can I order a kit right now? Sure, you can. You can contact your stylist the second this live is over and say, I would like to order my kit. And you can be picking out not $500, but in fact, $700 worth of jewelry is going in kits right now. As I mentioned, we just had our convention last week. And one of the promotions that was announced, because we just started a new collection, is that from now till next Wednesday, what's next Wednesday? The 28th?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
From now through next Wednesday, the 28th, you get to put an extra $200 into your kit. So for $129, you get to put $700 worth of jewelry of your choice, and you get your website up and running for a whole entire year. We do that launch party. So the person who invited you to watch tonight, or that person's leader, depending on how new of a stylist that person is, we do that launch party for you so that you can get off to a great start. You get to keep a paycheck. you get to keep all that jewelry, and you are up and running in this business.
Yes.
Now, something else about Carrie's initial experience. So, of course, when I did her party, a few of her friends wanted to book shows. And of course, we as leaders continue on with like supporting through the first weeks, well, supporting always in their business. And I said to her, do you want me to do the parties for the girls that booked to help you get started? And she said, no, because she goes, no, I was looking at the boards app, and isn't that what you used to do my party? Like all the things that you posted and everything you said, that was in there, right? So tell them about, because like you said, you came here with no experience. So how do you know what to do? Because that's what everybody gets nervous about. How am I going to know what to do?
Because the leadership here is so fantastic, no one is leaving you floundering, right? And everyone is looking to help you, which I found so refreshing and so rewarding, because you don't know what you're getting into. And I literally had no idea what I was doing. But I've come to realize that there are so many resources available to you. And one of them is this boards app that Michelle mentioned. And it literally lays out for you, if you're having a party, day by day, what you need to do to make the party successful, step by step. And I work very well like that. Like, I'm a visual learner. I like to see things. And there's a million training videos that you can watch to see a party that Michelle has done, to see a party that I have done, to see a party that another fantastic person who sells has done. Whatever it is that you're looking for, different style parties, you can watch them. You can read the different scripts. You can do so many different things to prepare yourself and then put your own twist on it, which is what I was able to do, because I knew my friends that booked the party with me were like, well, we want to see you. We want to see you go. Like, we want to see, we're here for you. Right. So I needed to really push myself to say, okay, I'm going to do this myself. What's the worst that can happen? I say a word wrong. I call a jewelry a wrong name, or I say the price wrong. No one's going to get hurt when that happens. And I can say, oh, I'm sorry if I made a mistake, but like, I'm human. I make a mistake. People make mistakes. It's not supposed to be perfect. There's no set expectations. Right, exactly. Like, I'm not being called in for brain surgery. Like, I really am not. Like, all of this is just completely doable. Yeah. And there's so many resources to make it doable and break it down to you. And then there's so many people for you to reach out to be like, what does that word mean? How do I say that? Like, how do I understand this? Where do I find this? No one's leaving you hanging, and everyone's there to help you, which honestly, like, for me, the first couple weeks that I joined on, I had people from the team like Facebook messaging me, Facebook friending me, immediately just saying, welcome, I'm here if you need anything. I didn't know anyone. And all of these people were reaching out to me like, I'm here if you need anything. Well, how fantastic is that, to have this open door that you think, all right, they stepped in. I'm a fool if I don't take advantage of what they're offering me.
Yeah. So, we're so lucky. We have a very talented team. We have many top performers in all of Park Lane that are right on this team. Yeah. So you really do get to learn from the best of the best when you're here. And even the overall organization that we're a part of, there were so many talented people with that. And that's why we get to do all of these fun team events together, the bigger mega parties that we do, all of the things that help support all of our businesses. So now that, because we have the sale, because we have the host program, that's what then allows all of us to be involved in this fantastic compensation program. That includes the weekly pay. That includes when you start promoting, you get a raise when just one person joins your team, for example. So that's where you get your first raise. And if that person quits, you don't have to go back to the beginning. Once we promote to a new level, we stay at that level for life, including the perks, the raises, anything that goes along with that. So Carrie has promoted twice, for example, in her time here. And now she has gotten 2 raises. She gets paid on all of her team members infinitely deep. So if she had a team member who recruited somebody else and somebody else and somebody else, and it went 50 down, she would get paid on every single one of those people forever and ever, because of the way our comp plan is written. So one of the reasons why I actually accepted the interview from Park Lane is because of this program, because many people in direct sales have at some point experienced being demoted and getting knocked down from a level you promoted to some previous level that you had. Or they'll do this thing where they let you keep your title, but they'll pay you at what they consider the level you did perform at, like whatever quota you met that was lower. And we just simply don't have that. So we get paid infinitely deep on our whole entire team, all of those overrides. We don't ever get demoted. You can only ever stay the same or go up. So Kerry is this close to going up again. Our whole team, just works together. And it really is a fantastic compensation program because it's not even just the pay and the overrides, but there's so many fun perks as well. We are weeks away from Kerry, for example, going on the first trip that she earned.
Can't wait.
So we are headed to an all-inclusive in Cancun. After that, we are headed to Amsterdam on a beautiful European trip. And just now, last week, barely a week ago, we learned that the next trip is to Costa Rica. And that's an all-inclusive as well. And that is something that if you were to join our team, you would immediately be working on earning. Right. Because that's what we do here. We all work together to help everyone achieve whatever goal it is they're looking for. Because for me, like I mentioned, I've been in direct sales for 25 years. And when I first started 25 years ago, I was a teacher on maternity leave. I had one baby, and all I wanted to do, because it was June, and all I wanted to do was when school started in September to not go. I wanted to continue to be home on maternity leave and extend that leave so that I could be a stay-at-home mom for a little bit longer. And in order to do that, since we were on my health insurance in those days, I needed to make $600 to pay the COBRA. So what could I do? That's what Anthony and I were talking about. Like, what could I do to make this $600? And I had attended a home party, not Park Lane, as I mentioned. It was a different company, not even jewelry. And the girl that did my party told me she made $200. So I was like, okay, I guess if I do 3 parties a month, I can make that $600. That's exactly what happened. The second month, I was like, well, if it only took 3 parties to make 600, why don't I do 5 parties? So we'll have 1,000. We'll have a little extra. The month after that, somebody decided to join my team. I didn't know really that meant you got paid more. So I was like, oh, well, then I'll keep doing that too. And honestly, it really was such a great lesson to learn right away, was to set a goal and then just kind of mathematically do whatever it takes for that goal. So for me, of course, we've moved the goal up many times over 25 years. And I am apparently on the world's longest maternity leave, by the way, because I was already pregnant by that September anyway, and just never ended up going back to teaching. I have 3 young adults now. I'm a mostly empty nester. But, that's to know the goal is something that I've been able to know that lesson about goals right out of the gate has helped me help people like Kerry, who said, well, this is what I used to make at my other job. This is what I need to make in order to live this 2-location lifestyle. When Beth said, I want to retire early, this is what I would need to do in order to retire early. Sylvia's looking to retire early. We're working on that. Jen Ewert worked a full-time job and wanted to be a full-time Park Laner and full-time mom. So, what can we do? What's the money needed in order to make that happen? That was after she paid off her and her husband's student loans. Like, what is it that's your household thing, right? Like, do you have credit card bills that need to be paid off? Are you getting behind on some sort of bill? Have you not been on a vacation in a long time and you want to take your family somewhere? Does the furniture need to be upgraded? Do you want to put a patio, a pool in your backyard? Do you want to buy a beach club membership? Or is your son asking for some sort of expensive baseball camp for this summer? I know that's happening now, right? All the camps are coming there. You got to pay now. And meanwhile, your Christmas bills just came in. What is it? Let us help you. Let's make a plan, because whatever it is, we can help you. We've done it. We're going to continue to do it. And we would love for you to be a part of it.
Yes, for sure.
Well, If this all sounds good, everyone, then we are about to put a survey into the chat for you right now, into the comments, so that you can let us know your thoughts of what everything you heard about just now. If this sounds like, yep, I want my kit, I want to get started, it's 2026, new year, new me, sparkles, let's go, then put that on the survey. We will get in touch and you can order a kit tonight. You could have a website up and running within the hour. Okay. If you want to do it where you just want to book the party and then do the kit maybe at the end, hear about the paycheck and all of that first, you can do that too. Let us know that on the survey. If you just want to book a party and have fun and get some free jewelry, you can put that on the survey. But no matter what you put on the survey, you're going to be entered to win a beautiful impression bracelet in the jet black. This is set in hematite. It goes so beautifully with many of the new pieces that just came out. It is just a staple piece to have. I have a brandy new one right here. And one of you that completes this survey is going to be the proud owner of this stunning piece.
That's impression bracelets are what started my Park Lane obsession. And I know it does for a lot of people, but do the survey, everybody, because you want a chance to win those for sure.
Totally. What was it that was your favorite? The blue getting started?
The blue was my first one I ever had. I have to, and I admitted on every party I do that I know I'm not supposed to really play favorites, but that blue, I actually have it on. I have my blue on with a whole bunch of other ones, but blue is my favorite. I can't help it. Can't help it. And if an impression is not your obsession, you'll find something else that Park Lane will become your obsession for. So book your party. Book your party, everybody. Book your party or say yes, because when I tell you that if you're not sure, and we talk about it all the time, if you're on the fence, you don't have really anything to lose and you have a lot to gain. I have realized, and I've always kind of used this in the back of my head, but it's never too late to be what you might have been. It's one of my favorite quotes. And let me tell you, I am in my mid-50s or almost in my mid-50s. And look at me, brand new career. And I couldn't be happier. Doesn't mean I didn't love the other things I did. Had no idea that this was my path. But you won't know until you try. We say it all the time, but you just don't know what else you can be. Give yourself that grace to try it. You would encourage a friend, encourage yourself, because you won't regret it. And you get to play with jewelry.
I couldn't end this any better way. So thank you so much, Carrie, for sharing from your heart. Thank you for taking the time to bring that story here tonight, because I know that a lot of you have a lot of the same concerns that Carrie had, and maybe more, but whatever it is, put it on your survey. Let's talk about it. And I sure hope to see lots of you joining this team really soon, because it's a big, exciting year here at Park Lane, and we would love for you to be a part of it. So have a great rest of your night, everybody. Thanks so much.